Hello, all you splendid, magnificent souls. Welcome to lesson 170. This is the end of this section. We'll be moving into a review period. So let's just drop in, soften our gaze, soften our bodies, soften our hearts and our minds as we open to another new lesson, another new day. Acknowledging why we're here, what we're here for. We begin this day in gratitude. We open our hearts and we surrender to love. We ask love to lead the way through the minutes and the hours of this new day. We welcome joy, fun, and abundant prosperity. We recognize that all encounters are wholesome and that all experiences can be met with a peaceful heart that is anchored in the truth that we are one, that we are love, and that we are free. And so we release these words and we let it be. Okay, so lesson 170. There is no cruelty in God and none in me. No one attacks without intent to hurt. This can have no exception. When you think that you attack in self-defense, you mean that to be cruel is projection. You are safe because of cruelty. So you're affirming something every time you attack. You mean that you believe to hurt another brings you freedom. Think how wild that belief is, that when you hurt another, it's going to bring you freedom. And you mean to attack is to exchange the state in which you are for something better. So you're suffering, so you attack. So you think something better, safer is going to come, more secure from dangerous invasion and from fear. How thoroughly insane is the idea that to defend from fear is to attack. For here is fear born and fed with blood to make it grow and swell with rage. So basically we're like adding fuel to the fire of fear. And thus fear is protected, not escaped. So today we learn a lesson which can save you more delay and needless misery than you can possibly imagine. And it is this. You make what you defend against, and by your own defense against it, it is real and escapable. Lay down your arms, and only then do you perceive it false. So remember, we're projecting everything that we see. We are creating our own reality. So when we're in fear, we're begetting more fear. When we're in fight, a fight that we have created in the first place by the projection of our mind, then we get doubly entrapped in the situation. So once and for all, lay down your arms and only then do you perceive it false. So when you give up the attack, when you give up the fight, when you give up all your projections and begin to make peace with yourself, it seems to be the enemy without that you attack, so outside of you. Yet your defense sets up an enemy within, an alien thought at war with you, depriving you of peace, splitting your mind into two camps which seem wholly irreconcilable. For love now has an enemy. You are love, and you're creating an enemy, an opposite. And fear, the alien, now needs your defense against the threat of what you really are. So when you start to look at it this way, it seems absolutely, totally, and utterly insane. However, in our human condition, it's how we've learned to behave. If you consider carefully the means by which your fancied self-defense proceeds on its imagined way, you will perceive the premises on which the idea stands. First, when you project, it is obvious ideas must leave their source, for it is you who make attack and must have first conceived of it. Yet you attack outside yourself and separate your mind from the love who is to be attacked. So from him or her who is actually love, you separate yourself from them in order to attack them. With perfect faith, the split you made is real. So we always think there's another out there that we are attacking or being attacked by. The ego mind conceives of attack, but projects the idea to an outside source. So first of all, you're attacking within. So you're blaming yourself, attacking yourself for something. Then you'll seek an outsized source, which becomes responsible for provoking the attack and which is separate from itself. So we move into blame of another for an attack we projected, which began in our own mind with us attacking ourselves. With love as enemy, cruelty must become a god, so it becomes favored. Oh, sorry, I missed a bit here. Next, the attributes of love and of its enemy, fear, are switched, so they get switched around. For fear becomes your safety and protector of your peace, to which you turn for solace and escape from doubts, from your strength and hope of rest in a dreamless quiet. So we live in this place of fear rather than in this place of dreamless quiet. And as love is cut off from what belongs to it, and it alone, love is endowed with attributes of fear. For love would ask you, lay down all defense as merely foolish. So that's love's ask. Drop everything. And your weapons indeed would crumble into dust, for such they are. In truth, that's all they are, is dust. Today we look upon this cruel God. Sorry, I keep jumping. With love as enemy, cruelty. I'm going to put on glasses. I think I might do better. With love as enemy, cruelty must become a god, because that's where your time and attention is being given. And gods demand that those who worship them obey their dictates and refuse to question them. Harsh punishment is meted out relentlessly to those who ask if the demands are sensible or even sane. It is their enemies who are unreasonable and insane, while they are always merciful and just. So we've made a god out of this fear that we live in. Today we look upon this cruel God dispassionately, and we note that though his lips or their lips are smeared with blood and fire seems to flame from them, they are made of stone. They can do nothing. We need not defy their power. The ego has none, and those who see in them their safety have no guardian, no strength to call upon in danger, and no mighty warrior to fight for them. This moment can be terrible, yet it can also be the time of your release from abject slavery. You make a choice. Standing before this idol, seeing them exactly as they are, would you restore to love what you sought to wrest from it and lay before this mindless piece of stone? Or will you make another idol to replace it? For the god of cruelty takes many forms, and another can be found. So very consciously making a choice to recognize that in your true nature, there is no cruelty, that there is only this place of love and of innocence. So if you find yourself in this place of expressing attack, of defending, you know you are believing in something other than love. And yet, do not think that escape from fear of idols you made is escape from all fear. You still fear God. So let us remember what the text has stressed about the obstacles to peace. The final one, the hardest to believe, is nothing, and a seeming obstacle with the appearance of a solid block. Impenetrable, fearful, and beyond surmounting is the fear of God. And many of us were brought up to fear God and to have a vision of a God of judgment who is watching us. So here is the premise which enthrones the thought of fear as God. For fear is loved by those who worship it, and love appears to be invested now with cruelty. Where does the totally insane belief in gods of vengeance come from? Love has not confused its attributes with those of fear. Yet must the worshippers of fear perceive their own confusion in fear's enemy, its cruelty, as now a part of love. And what becomes more fearful than the heart of love itself? The blood appears to be on its lips. The fire comes from God, and God now seems terrible above all else. And I'm sure you've all had that experience of believing that God sent things to, teach you lessons, or that this is because I did this, and that there is this God of judgment watching down. This is telling us, no, this does not exist. The choice you make today is certain, for you look for the last time upon this bit of carved stone you made, this is the important bit, and call it God no longer. And you were talking about mankind, including oneself. You have reached this place before, but you have chosen that this cruel God remain with you in still another form. And so the fear of God returned with you. This time you leave it there, and you return to a new world, unburdened by its weight, seeing it no longer through sightless eyes, but in the vision that your choice restored to you. Now do your eyes belong to the innocents, and it looks through them. So we're back to being the innocent child or extension of God. Now your voice belongs to God or love and echoes love's. And now your heart remains at peace forever, and you have chosen love in place of idols. And your attributes given by your Creator are restored to you at last. The call for love is heard and answered. Now has fear made way for love, as God or love replaces cruelty. So there's a prayer here at the end. We're going to use the prayer and then drop into a meditation. Our Creator, we are like you. No cruelty abides in us, for there is none in you. Your peace is ours, and we bless the world with what we received from you alone. We choose again and make our choice for all others, knowing that they are one with us. We bring them your salvation as we have received it now. So now we're free, now we're made whole. And we give thanks for them who render us complete. And in them we see your glory, and in them we find our peace. Holy are we, because your holiness has set us free, and we give thanks. Amen. What a beautiful prayer. So I invite you to close your eyes down and drop your awareness inwards and downwards. And I'm going to read these words again. Our Creator, we are like you. No cruelty abides in us, for there is none in you. And I would invite you, while you're in this place with your eyes closed, in the present moment, to change these into I statements. So our Creator, I am like you. No cruelty abides in me, for there is none in you. Your peace is mine, and I bless the world with what I have received from you alone. I choose again and make a choice for all others, knowing that they are one with me. I bring them your salvation as we have received it now. And I give thanks for them who render me complete. In them I see your glory, and in them I find my peace. Holy am I, because your holiness has set me free, and I give thanks. Amen. When you're ready, you can gently bring your awareness back. And I invite you, as you move through the day today and from this day on, to start to become very, very conscious of what you are projecting out into the world. Notice when you feel you want to attack another or when you want to attack yourself. And then notice how you justify the attack. Notice what's behind the attack, which is always fear. And then take that fear to the divine within yourself for it to be transmuted and transformed into love. Have a wonderful day.